Bjorn de la Cour. One of the big gripes I always had when I was in Scientology was that they could never be in a lower condition towards you, no matter how deserving of that lower condition they were. Is there policy on this? What do you think it would look like if the church actually attempted to do the lower conditions towards the public? Do you think it could actually garner them some good PR? Alright, well, being in lower conditions is a Scientology term that basically means you're in hot water or you're in a lot of trouble. And the conditions are steps that are taken in order to get out of that trouble or make up the damage for what somebody has done that got them in trouble in the first place. Basically, making amends is what Bjorn is asking about here. And Scientology never acknowledges, very, very, very rarely acknowledges its mistakes, okay? And never in a broad public way, ever. I mean, it just doesn't happen. But they will insist that the individual Scientologist is the one who's to blame or did something wrong or is a criminal or is in lower conditions or whatever the excuse or rationale is in order to blame them for whatever wrong occurred to them or with them that Scientology perpetrated. This is victim blaming taken to a science. That is what Scientology, and that is actually what all destructive cults do. This is a key characteristic of all destructive cults, is they are blameless. You are the one who is fully responsible for whatever wrongs you feel have been done to you. You weren't strong enough in faith, you didn't apply the right tools, you didn't do the right methods or techniques, or you didn't follow the right policies, or whatever the excuses that they're going to lay on you, it's always going to be on you. I have said, and will certainly say again, that yes, if Scientology were to change that attitude and acknowledge that they have committed gross human rights abuses, sexual violations, financial crimes, I mean, if they were to really come clean on that and acknowledge the errors of the past and try to make amends or reparations for that in some public way, that would be huge. Would it fix everything? No, it wouldn't. Not at all. Would it change any of the goofy beliefs? No, of course not. But Scientology isn't a destructive cult because of its weird beliefs. It's a destructive cult because of the abuses. And so it's in the, as I've said, it's in the DNA of Scientology to be the way that it is and to continue to be the way that it is and eventually destroy itself because of how it is. So I don't predict or see any change when it comes to Scientology owning what it's done or what it's responsible for organizationally. It's just not really in the cards because they don't even think that way. You know, all the policies, and there are very explicit policies by Hubbard, that you do not own up to mistakes that have been made, right? You just don't do that. And even when auditing is found to have been done badly or wrong-headedly by a bad auditor, a person who received that bad auditing, they might say, yeah, that auditor didn't do the greatest of work, and they might give one free repair session to that person to fix whatever they feel was wrong. But if that one session or maybe two sessions doesn't do it, you're going to pay for the rest of the repair, right? They're not going to just give it to you. And this was something I used to hands-on fight about and work on when I was in the church, because I ran into some people who had been wronged pretty badly. I mean, they got hours and hours and hours of really crappy auditing. I mean, you could say all auditing's crappy, but I mean, in the context of Scientology, it was crappy. And we, you know, I could only get away with giving so many free sessions or hours away to such a person before the policy would kick in that, you know, nope, gotta pay for it, right? And there you go. So that's how that works.